She want me to lock it down, but I told her to pass the key. You gotta slow it down, girl, you moving too fast for me. Nobody did it like this, so they wanted to ask.
Hi guys, thank you so much again for tuning into my channel. On the last video, thank you for the comments. So this time, this video is gonna be all the questions and answers, all the Q&As. But I did bring a special guest. Meet Jezebel, guys.
Hi, I'm Jezebel. So nice to be here. I feel so honored to be here.
You're so cute. You're so cute.
Thank you.
We also have story time with Miss Jezebel because her story's unique, and not only unique, it relates to so many other young dancers that are trying to get into the industry.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get it together. All right, let's do the questions and answers. I have her. She's gonna read them to me, just because she said that she hits up all the questions and all the comments, and she comes to work and she's always telling me about it.
Yeah, I love social media. I'm a huge social media person.
All right, let's do it. What's the first question?
Is it unrealistic to strip without drinking?
It is not unrealistic at all. You can do it. You can do it if you put it in your head that you're not going to drink while you work there and you only drink in your social life. You can do it. But if you drink in moderation there, I mean, you can still be successful at it. But if you get trashed in there or you get too much out of control, then that's where the problem begins. But it's not unrealistic. It can happen.
Do you hire people with tattoos?
You know, we do. We do have some girls that do have some tattoos. Yeah, we do.
Is it possible for you to do a video of how the girls get ready for their shift?
You know what? I'll be working on that. I've had a few people ask me. I feel like, yeah, I'll work on that soon and I'll share it with everyone.
What are some safety tips for aspiring dancers?
Safety tips for aspiring dancers. Have a plan. If dancing is what you're going to do, have a plan. You go in there, you make the money that you're going to make, and then you leave to your real world and do what you have to do. It could be either take care of kids, or you're paying for school, or you're trying to get a fast education so that you can open a business. It can be a lot of things, but if you're gonna do it, you know,
have a plan. That's a good one.
Have a plan.
It keeps you from getting lost.
That's true. That's true. And you have a plan, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to be working in the same position in this industry forever.
Yeah.
I'll probably stay in this industry. I love the culture. I can't get over it. If a customer asks you for your number, what do you say?
Okay, so as a house mom, I always encourage the girls not to do that. But I do have my little loquitas out there that share phone numbers. But hey, there's a, dancer Snapchat. I don't know. Do something else.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, yeah, if you keep it safe, because you gotta keep boundaries with the people that you meet there, because they do see you in a certain light and they will try to take advantage of you. Yeah. So just make sure you don't give them your personal information. But if you have like a dancer Snapchat,
would be everything. Right?
Yeah, you want to keep it.
It's like someone knows, it's gone in 3 minutes.
Yeah, you can easily get rid of them too. You can block them and they won't be able to track you and stuff unless you have like.
But I hear a lot of the girls, they do this, dancer Snapchat. They actually do that.
And as long as you keep it to business, when you start like putting them in your personal life, that's where the issues start.
You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, you're learning something.
I know. I learned from you. You told me this. You gotta keep boundaries with the people you meet there, especially because you just met them. You know,
you don't know where they're at.
Yeah, you gotta get.
Next question.
How do I get rid of a pimp?
Do you have one?
No. 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 My money is for me. I don't give no percentages to nobody.
Okay, so I did read this comment or this question, and it really depends how deep in the game are you. Are you being pimped because you have a drug addiction and you need to take care of it and you need that person to help you get customers to make that fast money and then pay him? You know how that goes. Or are you doing it because you enjoy that type of lifestyle and that's what you chose to do? Or are you doing it out of necessity? Honestly, you need to, whoever wrote this comment, this question in my comments, if you really want to get out of it, you'll find a way to get out of it. Okay, if you really don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But it could be a little risky. Everyone knows that. If you're in it because you're doing drugs, then that just might be a little harder to get out of it because you're codependent on a drug. So you need that fast money to buy what you need. If you're doing it because, you know, you got into a phase and you want to get out of it, you can get out of it. If you really want to get out of it, that first money you made out, whatever car you just got out of, go buy a train ticket somewhere or a flight somewhere and just disappear. Scram and
get off the grids.
Get off the grids and, you know, find something else to do in another state or something like that, you know. But I do wish that person the best. Yeah. So just as promised, we have a little fast story time on how I met this little one over here, Miss Jezebel. Fast little story. I was working at the club and I hear that there's an audition, you know, coming in.
I'm the first one. I got there at like 9 o'clock?
Like 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Like clockwork. Like she slept all day thinking about going to do this.
Literally, I couldn't do anything else but go because this was the second club where I was auditioning.
Yeah, and so I see her and she walks in and she has this really soft aura to her. I see that she just turned 18, maybe like a few months after you came into audition.
Yeah, it was like 2 months after. I auditioned March 27th.
But the funny thing about it is that
I was dancing on the floor.
Yeah, she was dancing on the floor and doing all these stretches, and I'm just looking at her, and I thought she was really cute. And I just get her ready and situated for the audition for management, because management at the end has the final call. You know, they are the ones that decide who stays in the club and who doesn't. So she gets ready and she's looking in the mirror, of course, and she's doing all her, you know, dance moves.
And I will never forget this. Denise is like, she just looks at me. You're beautiful. Just like that. I you not. You're beautiful. And so I'm like, because I already saw her before, you know, in Christina's videos, you know. And I'm like, this lady thinks I'm pretty. I'm pretty, you know, like.
But you were, the way her body was formed, it's like she's been dancing. It was so cute. So then I'm looking at her. Then finally, my boss, you know, we go and audition, and she has great stage presence. And you know, on top of that, she's pretty. And you know, at the end of the night, my boss was like, yeah, you can go ahead and call her, let her know that, you know, she's got the job. So I started
the next day, and I went worked 8 days straight. I will never forget that week. It was the craziest week of my life, and the best week. Yeah, not gonna lie.
That night when she got hired, I guess someone in her family ratted her out.
My little sister.
Yeah, ratted her out, and her mom and, you know, her parents didn't know that she went to go audition, and she's like, that's it, I'm not going home. My mom and my dad found out the first day, even during the audition, and I was like, oh my God, now what? She's like, I can't go home. And she ended up, like, you know, working, and the following day, whatever, and she's like, I can't go home. I don't know what to do. And, you know, she was afraid. And so I didn't want to leave her out in the cold like that. I could have brought her home, but, you know, I also have to be careful on who I bring, you know, into my real world, because of safety purposes. I'm not trying to have any parents come with a machete to chase me. Parents to come and chase me looking for you, or tracing you on your phone and end up here and blow up my place. Like, I had to be very, very careful with you. And so what I did was I made a phone call to someone that I know that has, you know, management in a hotel, in a really beautiful hotel. And I said, I need a favor. You know, this girl doesn't have a place to go, and I can't leave her in the street. I can't, you know, and I just can't do it. And he was like, so what do you want from me? I'm like, well, can you, like, you know, give her a room, and instead of paying the whole month. So I booked her for the whole month, but she was able to pay per shift, which was good. So, you know, that help was amazing. So she ended up going and staying into there.
It was right after tax season, so when people had money. Yeah. I loved right after tax season.
Yeah, it was right after that. And I told her, I'm going to put you in here, and I better not find out that you're doing anything crazy, because if it comes back on me, our friendship is done.
Yeah.
Our relationship between house mom and dancer, we're done. And she's so like,
secretive.
Very secretive. We kept it very quiet, because, you know, I'll try to help the girls out. If you need to stay at a hotel, you know, I do know a lot of people. I would try to help them out a
That's
little bit.
what I like. Safety comes first with Denise.
Yeah.
Safety, then money.
So with her staying there, now I'm encouraging her. She's going to work every single day. She's hustling, going to work every day. I didn't want her to be like.
I was obsessed.
She was obsessed with the job because she made good money. She was
and
able
it's
to pay.
Fun.
She was able to pay right away.
Yeah.
The hotel. And she starts telling me the conversations between her parents and her on how they're not accepting of it and how this and that. And I just kept telling her, well, you can quit whenever you want. You don't have to come back. She's like, I am never quitting. This is what I want to do. And I'm like, oh God. So I told her, you have to eventually fix things with your parents. Are your parents, what kind of parents do you have? And she was telling me a little bit of a story about, how her parents are. And I was like, you come from a pretty good family. There's a lot of girls that don't come from that type of family. Yeah. So eventually you're going to want to fix things with your parents and hopefully they can come around into acceptance. Well, I go visit her, one of the, now she's talking to her parents every day. She's talking to her mom and dad. They're telling her to come home. She's like, no, I'm a stripper. This is what I'm going to do. And it was just and every time she would go to work, she'll tell me the stories. And I tell her, if this is what you're going to do, it doesn't, you're going to be defiant against her words regardless. So the least I can do is just guide her through it. Mm-hmm. So here we are having countless of hours of conversation through the times, right? Through the whole entire time. So she's fixing her relationship with her parents.
And everything's new to me.
Everything.
Because I never really partied.
Yeah.
Until I started working at the club. And it's just the best way to party. I don't know.
And being sober, right?
Yeah, sober because I can't drink. Right. I was 18.
Well, at work you shouldn't because you're under 21 and then I'll get rid of you. But anyway, so
that's the reason.
Because then I'm like, no, because then everyone will follow saying we're not doing it. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, she knows how I am. But in your personal world is your personal world. So I just wanted her to just kind of fix things with her family. And the craziest thing was I went to go visit her at the place because I just, now my friend's name is on this. So I have to be very careful that she doesn't mess up anything in there because he gave her such a good deal. And not only giving her a good deal, I just didn't want him to get stuck with any crap behind it. So I go over there and I hear the knock. She's like, oh, by the way, my sister's coming. And we're like, you remember? And I'm like, your sister? And then she walks in and then we meet and then we talk a little bit. And her sister, of course, trying to convince her mom and dad wants you back home.
And my sister's super smart.
Very, very smart. Actually, she's really beautiful too.
Yeah.
And
we come from beauty.
Yeah, you're so cute.
Yeah, I love pretty people like that.
You're so cute. I love you so much. But the funny part is that she fixed things with her family, and it took a while, and she ended up going back home, which was the right thing because I think at that moment she was just going through something, and then the parents somehow.
At first, but it took me a while. I had to stay with my grandma first.
Yes.
Yeah. She was the first one to accept. Her and my older sister, and then it became my parents because they're much more conservative, and it was hard for them to see. They had a lot of ignorance surrounding our industry. Yes. So it was a little hard for them.
So how did you convince them?
Education. You just tell them the truth, what it is. You just put it in their minds what it really is, and so they don't have to think about what it could be. You know what I mean? Just they have to be willing to hear you out. That's true.
And did they hear you out?
After 4 months, yes. After 4 months, it took them a while, and it's still not perfect, but it's getting better as time goes on, because they still love me at the end of the day. That's never going to change. So they're starting to work with me instead of against me. Okay. Yeah, and I'm glad that because sometimes it takes people years. I'm glad it's not taking them years.
Yeah. And did you tell them your plan?
Oh yeah, that too. Mostly because I had a plan.
And you're in college and you're doing things
now. Having visions, putting my dreams forward, showing them that I don't want to just party for the rest of my life. Yeah. I don't want that to be my career. Yeah. I have other things
that you want to pursue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. And now she goes to work, and I always ask her, how are your parents? She's like, they're living with it. They're just oh my God, Jess. But the best part, listen, the time that month that she was isolated from the world, she saved a lot of money. Yeah. She was able to save a lot of money, and you know, she could have gotten the apartment right away, but instead she bought a car completely cash, and she was able to get back and forth to work and pay for some of her education and pay for some of her things. And I think pretty good.
Yeah, having materials, having those advantages.
Yeah, the needed stuff. And I feel like now you've come a long way. And then she started
my pole membership. Oh,
right. And I asked her about that. I said, "How does your mom feel about the pole competition?"
She's proud of me, but she don't want to see it, and I'm just gonna respect that. She wants me to, you know, accelerate at anything that I put my time into. Yeah. You know, she wants me to, you know, have something to show for it. So she was proud of me. She just didn't want it. She doesn't want to look at it though. You know, she was happy though.
That's understandable, but at least you're fixing it.
Yeah.
And you have a relationship with your parents, and at least we got something good out of this.
Yes. At least
oh my God.
I have a lot to show for it. I'm starting to show a lot because like sometimes you like it's good to like be proud of yourself.
Yeah. And
that's what I love about Denise. You always encourage people to be proud of yourself.
Yeah, and be yourself.
Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey. When you're done, move on.
Yeah,
I say that when you're done, you're done, and you move on. But there was one time where she wanted to get her hair done, and she wanted these braids, these beautiful braids. What were they called?
Butterfly locks.
She wanted butterfly locks.
I love these butterfly locks.
She was crazy on Instagram finding girls, and then she found some girl. And I remember she was just like maybe 2 weeks out of her mom's house, staying into this hotel for the time being. And
having the money for those like expensive hairstyles is like
that's what she wanted. You know, she really wanted that. So she goes and she finds this person, and she comes back, and she's in the Uber, and she's like, "I hate it."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You hate what?" She's like, "The Uber driver says I look good, but I know I don't."
And my head hurts. I didn't eat enough. Oh my goodness, I remember this. I was acting so emotional.
She was crying. So she comes here, and I was like, "What is that?" And she's like, "She didn't do it right, Mom."
Yeah, and it was so painful. Oh my god.
Oh my God. So we went to McDonald's because I was gonna take her. I'm like, let me take you to get something to eat because I knew that she didn't eat all day. So, and I was gonna drop her off at her location. And she gets in the car, she's like, "I can't stand this." She's like, "Do you have scissors?" And I had the little small eyebrow scissors.
Yes, the tiniest scissors. The blades were this big.
And she starts in the car.
I couldn't. I remember that. I left one in the I remember we were at work the other day. You're like, you know what I found in my car?
Oh my God.
A braid.
It was a long braid.
Yes, the braid. The log.
We laughed so hard. There was tears rolling down our faces. But that's our story.
I remember that day.
This is our love story, basically. Our love story in the industry and how I met this young lady and proud of her.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
I love you so much. Okay, so everyone's been asking about this towel. In my last video, I did a towel wee. And everyone's been asking about the towel. So, you know, what's funny, Jezebel, is that I learned how to make this at such a young age, and we thought it was funny in the locker room. And ever since
it's still funny now.
And I still do it, and it's funny. I can do it out of a towel. I've done it out of a napkin. I've done it out of socks, comforters. I've done it out of anything. I can make this thing out of absolutely anything. And sometimes in the dressing room, I'll chase Jezebel with one of them here and there. I'll make it and chase her. So you grab a towel and you cut it in half. Well, you fold it in half, not cut it in half, but you fold it in half. Once you fold it in half, airplane style, you're gonna fold the top part as if you're folding an airplane. And when you were a kid, they give you like paper airplanes. This is how it starts, just like
the corner's in.
The corner's in. Okay. Once you do that, the tip. You grab the tip and you fold it like this. Okay, you just fold the tip a little bit. Okay, then you roll it in,
and it takes its shape,
and ends up like this.
It's a little curve like the real thing. Well, some of them.
So this is how you do it, and this is how I mess around in the back sometimes, playing around. But once you get the hang of it, you can make it all the time. So you have your, again,
You can make it out of any material.
any material. You have your towel folded in half, corners in, tip.
And it's so easy and quick.
rolling.
This is literally a minute.
Not even. And it comes out like this. And then you can talk to it.
It's your best friend.
And you say, hi, bye.
It can remind you of terrible times or a great.
So I'm glad that you tuned in. And I hope you like the content again and again and again and again. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye, guys.